How you doing, friends? It is Friday, June 20th, and this is the 0DTE and Tail Risk Morning Market Analysis. Hope you're all doing well and you had a nice holiday off for Juneteenth, June 19th. And we'll get right at it. There's, what am I talking about today? Did anybody actually give me a report? Yes. Things did happen over the last couple of days, so we'll cover that in a second. But nobody gave me anything. Oh, that's okay. I kind of lost myself anyways, interesting last couple of days. Anyways, I guess the big news is that the Fed did nothing. So, if you want to call that, a big report, I'm just looking for Powell's presser and how he characterized it. It says here he signaled caution, elevated inflation forecasts, downgraded growth, flagged tariff and oil uncertainty. Boy, that sounds super, super negative, doesn't it? Mixed signals drove yields and asset volatility. Yields swung, initial cut expected reversal as Powell emphasized labor strength and inflation risks. Let's see, how is oil doing? Is oil, because of the Mideast conflict, I would imagine that oil is under some pressure. I can't, there it is. Oil has been up pretty significantly over the past... let's see. All of June. It is, but I hit a low of around 56, 55 and change. And so that's obviously as a result of the Israel and Iran conflicts and other goings on over there. That's about it. It's pretty quiet. The VIX has come down a bit. Perhaps we can. I just realized you were looking at that and not me. That's okay. There's not a whole lot to look at right here. I am the center of the show, by the way. So today, let's just get a feel for what's going on. This week, I've added a new series of campaigns because most of my other campaigns were kind of on hold for a little while I was developing the path, which is the operating system for our AI. And so during that time, I kind of lagged on taking trades and started up a new campaign starting the beginning of this week, and that includes 3 primary campaigns. And that would be, I decided instead of going 0DTE 5 days a week like I normally do, I needed a little bit of a breather and insert some of the other tail risk campaigns inside there. So I'll be doing 0DTE 3 days a week, just sort of a throwback to back in June of 2022, when before that we used to just do 3 days a week. So I'll be doing 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So today will be definitely a 0DTE trade. Monday and Wednesday were both small losses. So we'll see what happens today. And then I'm adding 2 tail risk campaigns. One's called the convexity stack and the other one's a sigma drift. They differ by the amount of time that I'm in the market with them. The convexity stack tends to be a little bit shorter term, between 3 and 5 days, and the sigma drift 5 to 10 days. So we had one trade on from the beginning of the week until Friday to try to capture this compression that we're getting with the VIX and volatility and coming up to all-time highs. And that hasn't, and what I'm looking for is a break out of that compression. It could either go up or down, I don't know. So we're taking very wide butterflies, very wide out of the money, above and below the market. That didn't obviously pan out on Friday or today, or probably won't. Who knows? I mean, I still have that trade on, so it expires today. But I expect to put another one on today for expiration on Wednesday. So that will be part of the convexity stack trade. And then I'll do an analysis of the macro events that have occurred over the past week and what we can expect the coming week to figure out the Sigma Drift campaign. But that's typically a trade that we put on once a week and then 2 floaters a month. Again, basically looking for tail risk events. So I'm not sitting here trying to capture the market. I'm not trying to predict what is happening. I'm simply laying the groundwork and putting things, getting prepared for what could happen. And when they don't work out, I lose very little money. When they do work out, I hit that tail risk, and it's a huge payoff. It's very similar to 0DTE, but sort of expanded way out. 0DTE every day, we're trying to capture that tail risk move. And if we don't, then we kind of settle for a smaller win, and then that offsets our losses. And when we do, that's what elevates the account. And what that really results in is super low drawdown, real consistent gains over time, excellent returns on a risk-adjusted basis. And so that's what the 0DTE is all about. And so the tail risk campaigns also are the same thing, but just sort of expanded out and then looking at bigger picture and actually looking for much bigger returns too. So they are also very, very small risk. And so what happens is our account just goes like this. It's wonderful. If you'd like to learn how to trade like that, then go down below and join our Fat Tail Skool community. It's called Skool, skool.com/fattail, and the link is down below. You'll besides this incredible strategy, or I guess you could say a compendium of strategies across the board in terms of DTE, you're going to get introduced to the Path. And the Path is our AI operating system, and we have a coach that's been built on top of the Path. It's called Convexity. I know, Convexity. Well, that makes sense because we're doing tail risk trades, so that's its name. I don't know. I'm going to give it a nickname like Vexy or something like that. But anyways, Convexity is there to be your day-to-day coach. It will help you through your morning analysis, your trade ideas, entering, managing, and then closing a trade. It will help you with logging, journaling, and it will even help you with your weekly retrospective and doing the analysis and pointing out places where patterns of your behavior may be either things that you want to perpetuate or things that you want to fix. It is it's like having a coach in your pocket every single day without being annoying. It's really incredible. And you'll be seeing some videos on that. And I mean, all I can say is that the members of my coaching service, I get comments like mind blow, life changing, that sort of thing. That's how impactful this AI is. It actually sits on top of things like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or anything like that, and just turns it into essentially a person with a coach with unlimited knowledge. And super smart, makes any AI that you use today 10 times smarter. And then when we move it to the new infrastructure, it'll probably go up another order of magnitude in terms of its smarts and usefulness. But right now, I use it for everything. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Been working very hard on it. This is sort of a life passion for me, too. I've been interested in AI, believe it or not, since the 70s. Can you imagine that? Although back then we were just talking about Lisp and inference engines, and now today it's a whole different ballgame. And then the idea of multi-agent, again, is something that I've been working on as a technical person. I don't know if a lot of you know that I've been very heavily involved in technology. In fact, during the dot-com era, I was chief architect for Sun Microsystems Professional Services, where I led Sun in our support of all of our tier 1 clients, mostly on Wall Street. That's why I'm into finance today. But so I've been in the technology spectrum at a very, very high level for a long, long time. And so when these LLMs and AI really started to mature, I just held of it and just ran with it with my knowledge and what I wanted to accomplish with those, and created something really spectacular. And now I'm introducing it into our Skool environment. The interesting thing is that it has much wider appeal and applicability. Of course, I wanted to create something that was really useful for tail risk traders, and it is. It's unfriggin' believable. That's what convexity is. It's kind of like an application on top of it, but the path itself is sort of a clarity engine. It's something that helps you make better decisions, and that has usefulness across a wide range of domains. In fact, virtually all domains. So I urge you to check it out. I think it's going to be something spectacular, not only just for traders, but in general. And I have a white paper that I wrote up on it, and I'll be introducing that to you as well. So anyways, enough about the path and convexity. Our trades today, we'll be looking at, we didn't even talk about 0DTE. Why don't we do that? So the VIX is down a bit compared to where we left off on Wednesday. And that's basically because nothing's happened. The rate change story hasn't really changed. Powell's still, I guess, a little bitter with Trump, so he's going to try to downplay the economy a bit, which I don't understand. I mean, if he's downplaying the economy, why is the narrative still that there's no change in rates, right? Again, that doesn't make any sense. Nothing that Powell does makes sense, or any of the governors, mostly because I don't believe that they really understand what they're doing, that it's all about a narrative. Anyways, we're looking at 25 to 35 wide. The big ass fly this morning is, let's see, where is that? That is at, we'll just take a quick look. Big ass fly looks like it's sitting at around 22. Is that right? Yep, 22 and change. So the big ass fly this morning, the gamma is flat enough. There's enough potential in here to actually take that trade. It's better than a 1-to-1 risk to reward. We do have some economic reports coming out this morning. Let's see if we can take a look at those. Got them around here somewhere. And there we go. So yeah, we do have economic reports out this morning. We've got the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index at 8:30. So we can use that to play off with the big ass fly trade. The way that works, that's not one of our normal 0DT. It's kind of an edge case trade. We normally use the big ass fly as an indicator, to determine our overall width and stance for the day's market, where IV stands. But when you have an impactful economic report like that in the morning, you want to put the big ass fly on before it, and you'll be looking for a volatility crush event right after the report is released at 8:30, and that should give you a quick, $150, $200 profit. And then your break evens and the gamma will expand, and you'll be sitting pretty. And typically we'll take that off before the market opens, because you don't want to risk any kind of impulsive move that would happen that would throw you out of that trade. So that's where the big ass fly comes in. Very, very effective trade. So if you want to, in order to trade it before the market opens, you have to either trade it with the E-mini futures or trade it with, if you have a Fidelity account or an IB account, then you can trade the SPX prior to the market opening. Otherwise, you have to use the futures. And if you are using futures for 0DTE today, keep in mind that today we are switching over to the June contract, right? So you'll be trading the June contract. That's the ESU 25. We're doing away with the March contract today. That's the ESU 25 on futures. All right, it's very important that you look at that. Also, make sure that when you're looking at your trading view that you take that into account, that it may look like there's a gap up today, but there really isn't. It's not a gap up. Actually, that gap probably would have happened a few days ago when most of these charts did their roll. So if you're looking at the continuous contract, it looks like there was a gap up a few days ago, but that's not really what it was. It was the roll to the future contract, and it gets repriced with a premium in it of about 60 points. So there wasn't a gap up in the futures. You'll notice in the SPX there was no similar gap up. So just keep that in mind. And let's go back to our trading view and look at the other reports. You can see we have kind of a little of a bullish hammer starting off today. I expect today to be the directional bias to be bullish. And so we can see how Wednesday, Wednesday, it got cut short on trading because of the holiday at 1 o'clock. So it goes up to 1 o'clock and then that's it, right? So this is actually the open from Thursday evening. I'm sorry, this is Thursday. There was no trading on Wednesday, all right? Or if there was, it was all overnight. And then as we approached Wednesday morning, futures then closed at 1 p.m. And that's what we're seeing here. You don't see anything on the equities or the SPX, but futures are still playing on most holidays. They'll be open until 1 p.m. And then the market reopens again at 6 p.m. yesterday. And so that's what you're seeing. It started to take off. And then overnight, it's been grinding higher. And then this morning, it looks like it wants to go even higher. It has broken out of this volume node, right? And so we'll take a look at that. There is one more volume node above. This should be stair step 2 of Stairway to Heaven. So we've broken out. Let's see. Let's go to here. And so yes, that's stair 2. This is stair 1. Stair 2 and then stair 3 is here. That's where we may see a breakout. My convexity trade is looking to break this high either today, over the weekend, or Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. And if it does, then that's what we're looking for. We're looking for much higher prices and a big return on that trade. So that's where we're at. I don't think we've already looked at oil, right? And let's see, what is Tesla doing pre-market? Tesla's up pre-market. Cool. We're all good. Let's go back to the big head. So that's about it. If you want to learn more about 0DTE trading and tail risk trading, go down below and join our Skool community. It's skool.com/fattail. I hope you all have a great weekend. That's about all I have to say. Looks like next week we're in for a heat wave around this area. We're looking at 100-degree temperatures plus. Haven't seen that for a while. Looking forward to it. I don't know if you are, but I love the heat. I especially love going and doing long trail walks in the heat. I know that's crazy, right? But that's what we do. That's how I roll. All right, that's about it. Everybody have a great weekend. Coach Ernie is